This morning I got back into the MyCroft Mark II and started playing with the NeonOS. Once I had that plugged in, it booted up. It took a while. It's a Raspberry Pi 4, I learned, with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Once it finally booted, it asked to enter the Wi-Fi. It doesn't do that little thing where you see the last little dot as the actual letter or number that you put in. But if you do hold down on each little button, you will see it kind of show that little the little letter above where your finger is on the on-screen keyboard. So then once you type in the Wi-Fi and get it correct, then it just basically boots up the rest of the way, goes to the home screen showing the time, showing an image, I guess showing the weather. I set the location by saying change the location to Los Angeles, and then it set the time zone, and then I tried setting it to a more local place, and it again asked to set the time zone, and I said yes, and it failed. So I think it's using that time zone list that's very common in Linux devices, the one that's like for the whole Pacific time zone. It's Los Angeles is the place, and it's like America / Los _ Angeles. So probably arbitrary cities and towns. It doesn't like resolve it down to a zip code and all that. So you just have to be a little bit more careful about how you set your location. Maybe tell it not to change the time zone. Like change your location to Los Angeles, or the big city in your time zone, and then later you can tweak it to give an actual city that's closer to you. So I got that set up, and then I was looking at what else did I want an assistant to do. Nowadays I'm making these videos talking to a phone. I thought it'd be kind of fun if I could make the same video just talking to the MyCroft hardware, NeonOS. I don't even know what to call this thing at this point because it's not like one thing. It's a Raspberry Pi, it's a MyCroft, it's a Neon, it's Open Voice OS, it's the individual Linux apps you're talking to, depending on how you want to get it running. Currently, the state of it is I can record audio into an audio file, and I can take a picture, and I believe I could loop that and take a lot of pictures and then convert it later. So I'll probably try that. First thing I tried out was just the little take a picture skill, and so you can just tell it take a picture, and then it will bring up the screen. And I think it takes a picture. Oh yeah, it goes like 3, 2, 1, and then it takes a picture, so you see all that. That actually works fine. It can listen to anything you say, and then it transcribes it into text, and then it sends that text to something to figure out what the intent is. So in this case, my intent was to record a video, and it did the part where it figured out what I said, and then sent that to like the Take a Video app. Even asked me another question, asked me how long of a video I wanted. So I'm like, 5 seconds. And then it was like, did nothing. So I think in talking with developers, I got into the Neon OS chat room. The video aspect of the video part of the intent is not working. So that's something still for the future. I think the operating system they're using is more of a basic Debian. It's not a Raspbian. It doesn't have Raspi config. So I think part of the issue of trying to get the video working is the fact that it's not fully empowered with the kernel overlays or whatever these modules are that make the camera serial interface camera work. The other thing I want to try is maybe have it download a text file and then read it out, because that's very powerful. If I can just have it download a text file from an arbitrary website and read it, then I can have another script put together what should be in that text file. So another script on some other system could go and download the price of corn or wheat, what the weather is in a few different places, and then I can just ask the MyCroft like, okay, what's going on today? This simple intent, kind of conversational. Anyways, the overall verdict right now is in process. It's kind of fun to play with. I learned a bunch about the device, and I think it's worth playing with a lot more.